no card.
Yeah, okay. You see the backside. Good, good, good. Okay, you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Yep.
Good morning, class. My name is Jay Litzenberg. Border control hasn't been at its best. Over the years, immigration has gone up due to the fact that funding for the border hasn't been there. The funding for the border between the U.S. and Mexico would be essential for our national security, treatment of illegal immigrants, improving the properties of the people that live around the border. Due to no funding, there hasn't been a lot of control and security around the border. So for the fact, over the years, Trump in his campaign has pushed toward to get more funding to build a new wall. Representative Kay Granger states, I unequivocally support Trump's efforts to secure our nation's borders and support our men and women in uniform. Due to the lack of security, there has been many occurrences on the border of retaliation and an enormous amount of trafficking. Also, with the lack of funding, our illegal immigrants have been put in enormous amount of trouble and losing families. Our border has caused so many problems with the fact that they are not able to withstand all areas of the border. Funding to pay those around the border will also help the properties that can't afford to move on. There are people who are fighting against the laws and Trump's lawyers who are not being able to afford lawyers, and the offerings that Trump is giving them, they are not accepting. Without a doubt, there's different acts that have been in place so that these properties can be given away, but their lawyers are withstanding themselves by stating the fact that it is illegal for them to lose property because of basically the government. Funding to pay those around the border will simply help Trump's lawyers and the people around them so that they can be able to find new properties inside the border. There are people who live outside the border currently who can't just move without having the money. They have put their funds and their lives into the border. They simply just go in, and every day they have to go through checking, they have to go through security, just to simply go to school and go to work. Security around the border has been lacking due to the fact that they don't have enough coverage, cameras. With this order, Trump is trying to get funding to get money for a new reform. This reform would simply bring new identification processes, new ways for people to reunite with their families. An article by John Burnett, where you have private property and the government has to go through the courts, they will simply, I'm going to move on from that one. I'm sorry. I messed up on that one. But with the government not being able to withstand these properties and the amount of money that is needed, they're just trying to find common ground with everyone around it. But due to the fact that we can't receive funding for the border and security, we have to find common ground with the democratic aspect by making the wall have less coverage, but more of a security detailed around it. With this, the new reform would also help those who can't get what they need and the families that they lost. The money would also help them have better living areas for immigrants. Recently, they live in small rooms crammed together and like plastic bags of type of bed frames and other subject to that. The better technology will also help those who sacrifice their lives every day to protect our border. If they can't have lights and coverage over all sides of the border, they will not be able to stop the trafficking. They will not be able to stop the illegal immigrants who are coming into our country and also trying to process the new life that they are trying to get. But without the money that they have, that they don't have, they won't be able to go through the correct way of getting into our country. But with Trump's order, he wants to help these illegal immigrants that have lost their families to give their kids who have the right to live in our country a new process. I think that's it for me.
Okay.
I don't know. I choked up.